According to the dictionary.com, memory is the mental capacity or faculty of retaining and reviving facts, events, impressions, etc., or of recalling or recognizing previous experience.
According to Encyclopedia of Psychology, learning and memory are closely related concepts. Learning is the acquisition of skill or knowledge, while memory is the expression of what you have acquired.
We've learned that memory is the glue that binds our mental life together, that without memory, life is made of a series of disconnected fragments that do not have any meaning in relationship to each other. In fact, life becomes meaningless without the binding force of memory. Imagine life without any memory. Imagine not being able to think where you were last week, last year, not being able to remember the first day you started high school.
The brain memory can be affected by a number of things, and stress has a significant effect on memory formation and learning. Stress is anything that causes our bodies to change or adapt, good or bad. Stress can be emotional.
An engagement or divorce, fear, a past trauma, a new job,
Structural.
a bad fall, overexercising, a car accident,
Biochemical.
coffee, donuts, yummy, sugar,
Environmental.
microwaves, fluorescent lights, household chemicals, computers,
And or behavioral.
inadequate rest, procrastination, perfectionism.
Stress is a survival mechanism. When danger appears, it can get you out of trouble quickly. Your body crashes up the gears and throws all its resources into getting you moving. Your heart pumps furiously to increase blood pressure, glucose is sent to the muscles as a fuel injection, and you become totally focused on what psychologists call fight or flight. Thing is, this emergency state is only meant to last just long enough to get you out of danger.
Have you ever wondered how much impact stress has on our ability to learn? Well, it has more than you probably realize.
No matter what age you are, if you are under stress, it will affect your ability to learn, think, and perform at your best. Severe stress releases chemicals in our brain and bodies that can hamper our performance for several days.
If the stress is severe and ongoing, it can literally shrink an area in our brains called the hippocampus, which is a key site for higher thinking skills and memory.
Stress is huge. I mean, we can't eliminate stress, but we can respond to it differently. We know from animal studies that stressed out animals literally have smaller memory centers in the brain. We know from human studies, if you inject a human volunteer with the stress hormone cortisol, it temporarily impairs their learning and their recall. Now, fortunately, it's temporary. So we can take away these sources of stress or help people react to it better, and it can clearly improve their memory.
Stress at work, stress at home. Now scientists studying mice are discovering all that stress can make us forget things or lead to other mental lapses. Mice are good but reluctant swimmers and can easily remember the location of a subsurface platform. But after hearing a series of stressful sounds, the mice have a harder time remembering. The University of Washington's Jen-Sok Kim has learned how stress affects the brain's ability to process information. He did that by listening to the hippocampus, part of the brain involved in learning and memory.
Think of it as putting a miniature microphone into the hippocampus, and as the animal is navigating, you are listening to the cells.
He found that the same brain cells fired when the mouse identified a location and returned to it, but when the mouse was stressed,
Following stress, the cell that fired in a particular location still fired at the same location, but tend to fire at a different frequency.
as he wrote in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, Kim also found that stress slowed the brain's ability to connect brain cells that form memories and more.
It's not just memory, but how that the memory is used for other higher cognitive functions, such as decision making.
It's research that gives us an idea of what's going on when we are trying to keep our heads above water.
High school years should be a great experience, but many demands and rapid changes can make them one of the most stressful times of life.
Students today face increasing amounts of schoolwork, a rapidly changing curriculum, assignment deadlines and exams. They worry about selecting careers and post-secondary programs, and they must balance schoolwork with sports, hobbies, and social life.
They have conflicts with parents, friends, siblings, have to cope with unpredictable moods, concerns about appearance, fitting in with a peer group, and also handle love relationships and sexuality.
What stresses me most about high school? Definitely the AP classes.
The thing that stresses me most about high school is probably studying for finals and making sure I keep up with all the things I'm doing.
Stressful for me to figure out how I'm going to plan around my schedule.
The homework. And more so than that, just the amount of classes kind of piling on, and when you combine that with extracurriculars, it's pretty tough to find time for everything.
Mostly the people and stupid people.
Time management.
I think it's because I come from a really competitive school, so like getting grades is really like the main thing that matters. You don't really have to worry about who you hang with and what you do.
Probably when all the teachers tend to assign huge tests and homework assignments at the same time.
Ooh, the workload can be pretty intense.
Okay.
And knowing that whatever you do can affect your chances of getting into college.
Probably the amount of pressure to do excellent.
I would say homework and studying for tests.
Preparing for college mainly.
The work, I guess.
Getting all my homework done so I can sleep.
All of the homework.
Having to study for finals.
Probably tests.
When I do a lot of activities, so when I do try to do too much, that can stress me out sometimes.
Probably finals.
No. Girls.
To help your students deal with stress, give them some tips how to balance the demands on their time by
Planning well in advance and getting organized.
They should also learn how to
Practice effective worrying and change their attitude.
learn to
Relax and spend certain amount of time every day exercising.
Take a few more deep breaths. Because, as you now know, stress is a physical reaction, and deep breathing helps to counteract its effects. So, what else can you do? Okay, top tips to reduce stress. First, get plenty of exercise. Let out all that locked up energy. Now, back to the problem. Get in control. Scope out the situation and how you're going to tackle it. Don't stress alone. Talk to someone. Socialize. And have a laugh. You can't laugh and quake with fear at the same time. Get down with nature on a big or small scale. And if your mind won't stop worrying, give it something else to do instead.
rethink, reorganize, release, relax, reduce.
How do you de-stress your life? Like this.